Welcome back to Tunisia. We're in the Rades multidisciplinary arena, and we have the last game for these two teams this morning. Here's the schedule with Cameroon and South Sudan, Libya, Cape Verde, Guinea, Tunisia, Nigeria, Rwanda will wrap up the first window for these four teams. Here's the current standings in Group A. South Sudan with the perfect 2-0 record. Cape Verde with 1-1 as are Cameroon, and Libya with the 0-2 record so far. This is the first competition window, but huge for South Sudan if they can get this third win. Big step towards the road to Qatar. They've stepped it up in this first qualification window, and they have underlined their status as the 24th ranked team. So South Sudan just about to be introduced. They've been very, very good in their first two games. Really productive across the roster. Pretty much 11 players have played double-digit minutes. To be fair to Deng Deng, he's had 9.9 minutes. I think we can give him the double-digit number. But this team defensively has been exceptional. They've lived off their defense, really have been productive in turning their defensive effort. Points off turnovers is a major factor of what they've been doing so far in this competition. They have been so good at getting out and running the floor. 32 points in fast break basketball, 17 points off of turnovers. They got 35 points off the bench. This team is deep, it's productive, and it actually, for Coach Luol Deng in shot right now, has done an excellent job. So Cameroon being introduced. Been a bit frustrating with that opening day loss, but got the win to give themselves the 1-1 record. They need Jemiah Hill to really step up a little bit. He's been really productive for them, but he has to take the lead on this team. He's had a great contribution from Lunde Noko with 11 points, 9 rebounds, almost a double-double for Noko. They just need more depth, more effort, but they have to take care of the basketball. We'll talk about it more after the national anthems of both countries. So players, coaches will exchange mementos of this game ahead of their final qualification game in this window. Getting the chance at the moment to see the third team on the floor, the three officials. Who will take charge of this game. Here they are, the third team on the floor under the crew chief of Mr. Davidson from Madagascar, Mr. C. Youssef from Algeria, and Ayuba from Angola, the three officials that will take charge of this first game of the day here. It's a great facility. Obviously, when Tunisia play, it's packed. Few spattering of fans from both Cameroon and South Sudan. They've played each other 3 times in FIBA competitions, and South Sudan have won all 3. They won both qualifiers in 2022 as they both tried to qualify for the 2023 World Cup. Here's the starting lineup. Bofkac has had a really effective tournament. I mean, he has been exceptional, 18 points per game, and he really has led the team. Kuath also major contributions across the stat line. You need people on the glass, you need people to be efficient. 10 rebounds, 8 points, had an efficiency rating of 21.5 for Luol Deng's lineup. And well, you can't say enough great things about what Luol Deng has done for South Sudan in terms of building this program and making it one of the powers of African basketball and really competing in the Olympic Games in 2024. Obviously, World Cup in 2023, they were 17th. Starting lineup for this Cameroon lineup. Noko has had a super tournament here in Tunisia. Jemiah Hill really did announce himself on the stage of national team basketball in the Olympic qualifiers. Just came up short in terms of qualifying out of that tournament in Latvia. Big win over Brazil at that tournament. And Coach Baliaba will know how important, if they could get the win here over South Sudan, that's a massive step towards potential qualification for Qatar. Well, the recipe for Cameroon to get the win here is pretty straightforward. They cannot run up and down with South Sudan. If they run up and down, South Sudan averaging 95 points a game across the first 2 games here in Tunisia, they'll just outscore Cameroon. There's no 2 ways about a high-scoring game. South Sudan will just, they're deep, they will run for longer, they have more depth, and they have to take care of the ball, Cameroon. They average 19 turnovers a game across the first 2 games. 19 points a game will just give South Sudan too many break points off their transition. The TISO countdown to tip off 1 minute before we get underway here. And every single game of these qualification games matters. The games, the results between the teams in this first stage carry forward to the second round. So it's not South Sudan have won a couple of games that will put them in a strong position. They need to keep winning, give themselves the best opportunity they possibly can to be one of the 5 teams coming out of Africa that will make it to Qatar. And South Sudan made they made some noise, let's put it that way, in the World Cup in 2023, coming 17th, just 1 game out of those knockout stages. Just a phenomenal performance. Ended up at the Olympic Games in Paris, where they finished 9th. Afrobasket last summer, by their own standards now, they'd have been a little disappointed perhaps with a 10th place finish. They returned 3 players from that Afrobasket. The depth is there for everybody to see. Cameroon returned 5 players from the Afrobasket, where they lost in the semi-final to Angola. So you can see that Cameroon have the opportunity to get the win over South Sudan. Can they execute? Well, welcome to the Riders multidisciplinary arena here, just outside Tunis. And South Sudan in the black uniform will have the first possession in the half court. Little pick and pop action for 3 is no good. And there's no surprise. Noko picks up the defensive rebound. Well, if Cameroon can retain this tempo, the early morning start, that's going to favor them. Inside, outside. Down the lane for two. Kick. Hill's going to have to put this up. Deep on the clock. Slips. Just about recovered. Going to have to put this one up. A prayer at the end of the clock. Doesn't hit anything. And even though they had to slip on the end there with the heel play, that's the tempo they're going to have to put on the floor. They cannot allow that to happen. As Quath gets down the floor and receives the assist and gets the two. Early offense, South Sudan just pushed, ran, and were aggressive. Same play brings Hill to the top. Looking to kill some tempo here. Hill drops it inside. Noko going to work. Little short one for two. Doesn't get it to drop. Gets his own rebound. Hill with the three. And we got a whistle. And Quath charged with the personal. In fact, no, the foul's on Makur. Noko outside the three, will hand it off. Drops it inside. Noko gets deep and one. And this is a great start for Cameroon. We're only a minute and a half in, but the tempo, the tone that they've set really gives them an opportunity. And Noko, dominant down the lane, gets the two. We'll go to the free throw line for the extra. Well, Noko, nice season so far in Bursaspor in Turkey. South Sudan in the half court. And this again is what Cameroon are going to want. Slow down South Sudan, get them into the half court. Great rotation, great hands. An opportunity going the other way. That's a great lift. The open three is good. And Cameroon with absolutely the perfect start. Again, they've broken it up. South Sudan will settle for the three. It's no good. Noko comes down with yet another rebound. Jeremiah Hill in transition. Moha. It just about fumbled but recovered. Cho with no other time on the clock, down to 7. This one's going to go up. Oh, mishandles. Now it's definitely got to go up. Going to have to settle for the long three. Noko's on the glass, can't secure it. Chance to go the other way. Bothgatch will lead the floor. Takes the ball screen in transition, turns it down, skips. The open three on the ball reversal is no good. Noko just accumulates rebounds. Cho in transition. Hill, quick release, in rhythm, is short. And that's not what they need. They really, unless they've got something wide open and in rhythm, need to spend time with the basketball. Hill will look to push, but South Sudan's transition is good. Cho needs a pass, moves it on. They turn down the screen, break the defensive lane, kick, wide open. The open three from the corner, kisses the window. And Cameroon break out to a 9-2 lead. You've got to like the way they started this one. Gatch moves it on. They're going to offer the three, not in rhythm. And it's interesting to see how South Sudan are going to generate their own tempo here. Wahaha moves it on. Noko trying to go to work, gets deep, inside out. Wahaha, he penetrates on the closeout, in the lane. Tough one, gets it to go. Jordan, Wahaha makes it a 9-point lead and a super start for Cameroon. Step back. Gatch goes looking for points. It's tough. What Cameroon are trying to do here is going to be really hard for them to maintain. just got to stay with it. Ball is knocked away, foul on the play as Qualifiers is going to be charged with the foul. Well, 5:30 to go in the first. First rotation off that Cameroon bench as Ayaga checks in. Hill will inbound. Cho will curl and receive. But hey, moves it on. Hill, and again, Cho thinks about the three, decides to hold, goes baseline. They didn't get the shot away. Took a long time for Choi to decide to penetrate. But quite seriously, would rather they took the time. If they occasionally get the 24-second call, it's not ideal, but it's better than taking a bad early one. McCoy in the lane, goes inside with a feed, ball knocked away. Will stay with South Sudan. Jackson McCoy having a nice tournament. 9 assists per game for the 196 guard who is plying his trade in Nigeria for this season. End line. Again, Cameroon with this almost sagging man-to-man, really not giving Cameroon, South Sudan a lot to go against. Down one. Buff Gatch. It's all very well gapping, but you've got to cut off the penetration early. Gatch just continues to impress. Gets the extra to drop. 77% free throw shooter this season with Borg in France. Hill explores the pick and roll, sets his feet, puts up the shot, whistle on the play. Hill will go to the free throw line. Gatch is obviously frustrated with how this game has started. Believes that Jeremiah Hill, to an extent, bought the contact, but easy to pick up the crowd noise in this gym. Just to let you know, that's where some of those shouts from the crowd are coming. Hill with a chance to make this an 8-point game, which he does. So Cameroon, 4:40 to go in the first. Really couldn't have started any better. Gatch puts it on the floor. They're going to call that a blocking foul. Again, they stopped the tempo that South Sudan are trying to impose on the game. They want to play a little quicker. They want to move the ball a little quicker. Having to try and force them to make plays when the defense is established. It's Deng Deng will check in for South Sudan. Muhaha checks back in for Cameroon. And they've turned it over on the baseline. Jeremiah Hill will advance the basketball. Playing around 32 minutes a game in the first 2 games. He's going to put a shift in. Inside touch. Noko will skip. Well, he turned down the corner. Wide open look. Wow, can't get it to drop. That's a rebound. Super job on the glass. Gets it back. As did Muhaha. Goes inside with a pass, turns it over. And South Sudan want to run. And this is where South Sudan are super dangerous. Great finish in traffic. took all the contact, did Dengadale. And that's the issue. Turn it over, and they are, the point of transition is exceptional for South Sudan. Hill shakes, floats it, goes upstairs with a pass, can't get it connected. And here comes South Sudan again. Dale gives it up, the penetration. Dale gets it back, moves it on. The open three, feet set from beyond the arc is no good. Bahai comes down with a defensive rebound. Little turnaround in the lane is good. Good transition basketball, but you've got to make it. Bahai, if he's going to trust himself there, just has to finish, but he does. Open three on the ball reversal is no good. Mess cleaned up. Hill has a chance to run. Numbers aren't good though, so he's going to drop it inside. Noko goes quick with a first step. Hill outside, extra pass. They attack the closeout. They turn down the open three. Tempo is just excellent here for Cameroon. Three late in the clock is no good. What a rebound. Super job on the glass by Ayaga. Now they've spaced the floor. Ayaga steps back for the three, hits nothing. And again, they just click a lot of time off the clock. And they'll take the whistle. Bahai with the personal. Knew what he was doing, wanted to stop the clock. Calls for an unsportsmanlike from the South Sudan bench, but I agree with the sentiment that there was no real attempt to play the ball, but he was in front. He did actually make a play at the ball, as much as everybody in the gym knew exactly what he was doing, which was to stop the break. In terms of the interpretation, the referee gets it right again. Well, they're always right, let's be fair. And they're going to turn it over out of bounds again. And it's just, it looks like an early morning game here for South Sudan. Just a step off of their normal level. And against a team, a semi-final team from AfroBasket in 2025. If you're a step off, they're going to take the advantage. They lead by 8 with the basketball, 2:16 to go in the first quarter. Super start for Cameroon. Bega has it, moves it on. Drops it inside, Noko, inside out, wide open from the three-point line. It's a great decision. They can't get the three to drop. And the whole rhythm of South Sudan is not where it's been for the first 2 game days here in Tunisia. Another turnover. That's their 4th turnover, and all those turnovers have been where they've had transition. Opportunities that they've really been exploiting so far. Noko again gets a touch, milking the inside option. Trusting him, great decision. Little floater off the window, gets the 2 to drop. Super finish. Wide open in the corner, dang. Doesn't get it to go. And again, the mess is cleared up. Such a great job by Cameroon on the defensive glass. Open for the corner, for the 3 is no good. Whistle on the play. Ayaga went hard to the offensive boards.
Come on, boys.
10-point lead for Cameroon. 57th ranked team on the FIBA rankings, powered by Nike. That's 30 plus places below South Sudan. But don't forget, they finished above South Sudan in AfroBasket in the summer. Just about recovered. Bega moves it on. Jeremiah Hill off the floor at the moment. Noko Goes to work on the inside, little jump hook. Gets the roll. Landry Inoko, well, it's no surprise. The 31-year-old has had a stellar career. ACB, Pro A in France, A1 in Greece. Played in some of the best leagues around the world. And he's showing that level right now. 19-9, Cameroon. The three is no good. Great work on the offensive glass. Put it back up. But they won't get anything to count. And that'll do it for the first half, for the first quarter. And Cameroon have the 19-9 advantage over South Sudan. In what could be a crucial win for Cameroon. They're shooting 62 and 20. South Sudan 0 for 10 from 3, and that is purely down to the tempo being slowed down by Cameroon. They won't shoot 0 for 10 for much longer, but that's about the tempo. Let's have a look at the first quarter best plays. And there's a lot of plays in white uniforms. Well, Inoko, story in so many ways of that first half. 5 points personal, 4 rebounds, 2 assists for the burst support big man. And they've got a lot going to the 10 points in the paint for Cameroon. 10 of the 19, and that balance is important. They've got to be the aggressor. 7 assists is a great number for them. Shared the ball really well. It's all about tempo. I mean, what you'd expect is Coach Deng and his staff really to look at how they can increase the tempo by picking their defense up. If they can pick their defense up and force Cameroon into turnovers, you saw in that first quarter how effective they were off turnovers to turn those turnovers into points. So I'm interested to see if South Sudan come out with more pressure, with more intensity at the defensive end. They just look a little flat. Someone on that, in that black uniform, has got to spark this team. Normally that comes from their defensive effort. They love to get out and run. Noko is going to put a shift in here. He's already played the whole of the first quarter. Starts the second quarter. He's going to have a lot of miles on the clock by the end of this one. Hill comes off the down screen and will flare. Gets the ball screen. Noko will go deep, and he's held as he tried to go deep. Thing across. Only guy on the floor that played the last time these played in the previous World Cup qualifiers. In the 2 wins, he played in both games. Going to work, goes off the glass with a tough one. Needs something better than that. South Sudan will advance it. Deng will move it on. Again, defense just contains. Deng goes up, is foul. We'll have to earn it from the free throw line. Locke Ward just drew a lot of contact. Noko was not going to allow him to get to the ring. That's Noko's first foul. And only the second free throw attempt for South Sudan. Okwar makes the first.
Cameroon can't stand with you.
2 for 2 from the free throw line. This is the end where South Sudan can generate more tempo. Pick it up defensively, get Cameroon to play a little quicker. At the moment, they're still running their stuff and running it pretty easily. Hill will run that same play. Takes the down screen, pops. Moves it on, down the lane. Hill outside, is going to have to put this up. Goes with the right hand, little hang time for two. Super execution by Cameroon. Oh, it's blocked by the foul on the way up. Iaga with the block, but he wasn't involved in the foul. There's the foul on the way down. The block by Iaga, but foul already called. Deng Dut on the free throw line.
Let's go, fellas. They're getting tired. They're getting tired. Let's go. Shut up. You suck.
2 for 2 from the line. Bothgatch will check back in.
He ain't got nothing on you, DA. Shut him down. Yeah, I told you you're getting tired.
Substitutions off the Cameroon bench as Valentin Lilly checks in. Noko sits down. They've just got to maintain that presence on the inside. Need a pass, find one. Hill, feet set for three, doesn't get it to go. Great work on the glass. That's a super rebound. Put back, he's no good. What an effort by everybody's on the floor. Finally secured. South Sudan have a chance to run, and Bothgatch leads the floor. Great rotation coming back the other way as Iaga comes up with a steal. Cameroon need to slow and take the time out of the clock again. Don't get rushed. Referee saw a little something on the floor. Little note of some sort from Coach Deng. Doesn't want to read it again, but 21 to 13. 8:07 in the half remaining. Jeremiah Hill will inbound it. Hill already with, just has the 4 points. Behe with the 10 points. Noko with 5. Yeah, they've shared the points a little, but they need some more points out of Jeremiah Hill. Then they just get contributions off the bench, they'll be fine. Referees just need to, they're going to allow the substitutions from South Sudan. Now they've got to sort out the clock. It can't be a 14-second reset. The ball went down the other end, came back. There'd been a change of possession. It went out of bounds. No, the referee wasn't out of bounds. The referee stopped the game. It should be where the shot clock was when they stopped the game, which is more than 14. Well, they're going to go with 14. So they're going to have to check where the shot clock was when the officials stopped the game. I don't think it was far through the 24. Just to explain again, the referees aren't mic'd up, so we can't hear them on the reviews. So we'll walk you through it as such. Can't see the 24-second clock in that picture when they got possession. That's when the 24-second would have started. And this is when the referee stopped the game because there was something in the circle at the top of the keyway. It's just that none of those pictures have the shot clock in it. There we go. That should have been a 24-second stop there because they got the defensive rebound, had a chance to run. Oh, it was a turnover, in fact. Iaga gets the rebound. There's the change possessions. That's the start of the 24. And then the officials will stop the game in a moment. Ball goes, Hill gives it up through the air. They keep it in bounds. And then the referees stop it right there. We're talking probably around 17 to 18 seconds still left on the possession. So that's my amateur referee analysis. Let's have a look, see what we get. Should be pretty straightforward.
So, shot clock, 17.
There we go.
Okay, 17. 1, 17, shot clock.
So we're going to have 17 seconds on the shot clock. And everybody's happy. Cameroon have to maintain it. This is a hard way for a team that wants to run, like Cameroon would love to run. It's a hard way for them to try and get the win. And at any moment, they cannot have a lapse because South Sudan could just score in a hurry. But Coach Luol Deng will know what a great player Luol Deng was. As a coach, he will know what his team has to do. The open three in the corner was offered, taken and missed. Gatch will advance the basketball. Jeremiah Hill doing a nice job at just slowing it down. Buff Gatch gets it into the half court. They hit the second side. Gatch with the open three is good. The more shots that Buff Gatch gets, the better for South Sudan. Just having a great tournament here. Again, Cameroon playing with the tempo. Jeremiah Hill looks inside. Gonna have to take the tough one. Has it blocked off the glass for two is no good. And they somehow come up with it. Gonna go up in the traffic, goes up with a jump hook, gets his own rebound again, goes back up, comes up empty. The ring protection was just crazy for South Sudan. Tremendous job contesting shots, but Cameroon stayed with it. Bahaha just did not get fazed by the block, stayed hard with the play. Jordan Bahahi leads all scorers at the moment with 10. They go long out of bounds, pressure released as Ayaga gets it back, steps back, strokes the three, count it. Ayaga. And they clean the mess up again. Chance for Jeremiah Hill to run. One and done for South Sudan yet again. 8-point game. Hill got to move it on. Super pass to the inside, inside out. Got to share it again. Line up the open three. It is short. Great rebound. Super, super rebound by Adele. Needs a pass. Moves it on. Ball's knocked away. They're going to just about recover it. It's all a little messy at the moment for South Sudan. They're going to try and back it in. Wide open for three. Defense just drops to the line of the ball. What a rebound. Great work on the glass. That's a rebound and effort, and the effort rate picking up. War gets the two. South Sudan close it to a 6-point game, and their effort level just picking up at the right time. 24-18, timeout for Cameroon. Let's take a listen. That's been a super start. 14 minutes in. They lead this by 6. And now they want to talk it over.
Roland, let's go. Come on. Got it. God, listen. Offensively, we're running good stuff offensively, right? Now you hit the shot. Now it's a good time to shot fake and drive it. We're gonna go here. You're here. No, you're here. Rice. Yes. Rice.
Open the gate up, man.
You're here. Obviously, you have the ball. Roland on this side, all right? Go get Jeremiah. Boom. Actually, no. Just one. Come and get the screen. All right, Jeremiah, you have the ball right here. You're flipping it. If you got go. If you don't have, we have that, and we have that. Set the screen.
Long guy.
Come on.
No second chances, boys. No second chances.
Well, the question always will be with Cameroon, how long will Londe Noko stay out of the game? But Yehe has a super start to the game. 10 points personal, 5 rebounds. He's just stepped up as a captain. That's what you'd expect him to do. But he is a big factor in this 6-point lead. Jeremiah Hill with the basketball. They have set the tempo for this. They really have done a great job in this first half to set tempo. They've got to maintain it. Wow, the jumper in rhythm is good for Niama. A little too simple if you're South Sudan. Where is that defensive intensity? We just began to see a little bit of it in the half court. This is not Sudanese South Sudan basketball. Adele kicks it. Tough little jumper off the dribble. Hill has a chance, and they have numbers here. 5 on 3 if they move the ball. Extra pass to the corner, wide open in transition for 3, and knocks it down. It's all about the fact that Cameroon are in a great rhythm. They've just got to stay concentrated right now. Kick, Badge can't hold it. Chance to run, 3 on 2 break. Just got to make the right decision. Down the lane, whistle on the plate. But Hehe will go to the free throw line. And even more positives for Cameroon as Londe Noko checks back in. They lead this one 29-18. End line possession. Jeremiah Hill will inbound. Muaha puts it on the floor, gets inside, kicks it. They turn down the open 3, have to back it out a little. Niama stops, pops from the foul line. Doesn't get it to drop, but again, taking time. Gatch handles, goes with the right hand, doesn't get the layup to drop. And one and done again. South Sudan just not getting anything on the glass. Noko blows the little 2-footer. You'd have put that one in the book. 4 minutes in the first half remaining. Bothgatch plays at the pick and roll, has it knocked away. Hill just picked his pocket. 2 on 1 break, 3 on 1 break. And they completely made the wrong decisions. 4 and 2 govern the other way. Whistle on the play. Hill fouls as Adele's going up. He'll go to the free throw line. In fact, Korquaf picks up the personal. There's no points in this situation for complication or coming up with anything rather than the 2 points. That's just crucial, could be a crucial momentum swing miss for Cameroon. Cho checks back in. Korquaf on the free throw line. Kraft does struggle at times from the free throw line, under 50% this season. Doesn't look a lot wrong with it at all, but makes a second, closes it to a 10-point game. Under 4 in the half remaining. Crucial for South Sudan would love to win the last 4 minutes of this first half. Close that margin to single digits. Now they're up the floor, trying to extend it, trying to generate tempo. Hill will back screen and pop. Hill has it. Noko with the ball screen leaves him alone, 1-on-1. Hill moves it on. The 3 is good. Muaha again, with his feet set, shoots a really good percentage from beyond the arc. Got to actually make him put it on the floor. Quaff will hit the second, will go back to the first side. Gatch penetrates, tried to weave the pass. Corner 3 is no good. Can't secure the rebound. Bakir was all over the glass, just couldn't haul it in. Jeremiah Hill. Wow, it's always good to remind you, Jeremiah Hill, what a great story. Came through NCAA Division II, then really just developed a professional career, finds himself on the world stage with Cameroon. Oh, it opens up, whistle on the plate. Niyama picks up the personal. That's the 4th team foul for Cameroon. The open 3 is no good. And again, no black shirts crashing the glass. Makur was in there, but no one went hard. Niyama inside, a lot of challenge on it. Great work on the glass. Niyama did all the hard work and then literally threw up the poor shot. Bovgach in the half court. Doesn't really get tight on that screen. Makes the tough one off the glass. Doesn't get it to drop. And Cameroon just clean up the mess. They just outwork South Sudan again. Transition, Jeremiah Hill, open all day, all night, knocks down the 3. No one picked him up in transition. Too good a player, too good a scorer to be given that much time and space to. Quaff outside, moves it on. And again, an open 3 just doesn't drop. South Sudan 1 for 15 from the 3-point line, and they get another penetration, super drive. Muaha with the 2. Muaha goes to 5 points personal. And the defensive effort that is trademark South Sudan is just absent on this Sunday morning. Luol Deng with a timeout. Let's take a listen.
There's a little adversity, you can't get soft. Just because we're not scoring, you can't be fucking giving them 40. We're giving them 40 points. They struggled against every team. We said shrink the floor. How is the guy driving on this side, laying it up? We said shrink the floor. See how the game is going. If he's ducking in, right, you guys got to look in. Put your head up. Put your head up. Jackson, right? Either shoot that shit with confidence or drive it even lower. The guy's all the way in. Take the shot right here. Re-screen him. Screen and re-screen him. All right, let's play fast. Let's get stopped. Come on, fucking hell. Come on, man.
Defense on 3, defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense. It's your game, baby. It's your game. It's your game.
Well, I love the timeout. You know, it's not. Sometimes it's not always about we've got to run this or the technicality of that. As he said, as Coach Deng said, there's a little bit of adversity here. Wants to see how his team deals with that. Stay with the confidence that they've shown for the first 2 games. As he said to Jackson McCoy, if you're going to shoot it with confidence. And that's all they need. Just believe in what they do. 1:30 to go. They're down 18 points. Top team in this group, unbeaten so far. Ranked 30 places above Cameroon in the FIBA World Rankings. Down 18. You gotta love this game. Adele. Tough one, gets it off. Gatch with the open 3, knocks it down. One of the guys that is never going to be lost for confidence. But Gatch with the 3. Wow, on the dribble, needs a pass, finds a pass. Jeremiah Hill, 10 on the possession. This is normally Jeremiah Hill time. Skips it, drops it inside. That's a super execution. That's just patience. Gonna get a replay of Bovgach with the 3. That's only the second 3-pointer that South Sudan have made in this first half. Noko gets it back to Hill. Nice lift. Open three is off. Dell goes up, gets the two. Dengadel, coast to coast. No one stopped the basketball. Didn't need a second invitation. 13-point margin. Jeremiah Hill. About a 3-second differential, 3-4 second differential between the game and the possession clock. Hill will hold for as long as he needs to. Rups drops it inside, turns it over. Chance to run the other way, plenty of time. Almost got a back court. Take the prayer from the sideline, doesn't get it. Ball's blocked at the end. Did they call the foul before the end of the buzzer? Just need to check. There was a whistle, but I'm not sure if it looks like it was the whistle for the end of the quarter, not for a foul. There's the confirmation of the halftime score. 37-24. South Sudan, averaging 95 points a game so far, have only 24 points in that first half. Shot 2 for 17, 2 for 18 from the three-point line. 13 assists for Cameroon. That's as good as it could get for Cameroon. Absolutely tremendous first half by them. South Sudan in a hole, but with their scoring potential, they can dig themselves out of most holes. But they're going to have to start playing some defense. They're going to have to start increasing this tempo. Second quarter best plays, and again, a lot of plays in white shirts. Jeremiah Hill, super first half for him. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists on his nearly 18 minutes. But the man for that first half for Cameroon. Jordan Bahehe, 10 points, 5 rebounds on his 13 minutes. Just an exceptional contribution by him. There were glimpses of South Sudan trying to put their style of basketball on the floor, but they just were inconsistent. The tempo wasn't high enough. The intensity wasn't really at their level. And Cameroon still only shooting 32% from 3. It's not that they've gone out here and just lit it up. They've gone out here and got good shots. They've only taken 38 field goal attempts. Turnovers for South Sudan, 6. Rebound numbers, no huge advantage for Cameroon. It's just the whole thing. Well, South Sudan, unbeaten record on the line. We'll take a break. Can they get it in the locker room, get it right? Well, join us soon for the second half.
They're in for a showdown here tonight. Let's get this body size. Oh my goodness sakes, that's a throwdown. Goes in for the dunk. Good night. Too big, too strong, and just too good. Bogdanovic, who goes in and scores. Ah! This is what it's all about. It's all one big basketball family, folks. Winning time. Both teams over the limit. You have got to be kidding me!
I'm speechless at this point. Right now, they're just saying, here you go, everyone. Let me just put together a lovely highlight.
Wami again. Oh, it gets rejected from Mo Keita.
Jeremiah Hill decision what happens here. Shot clock running down, pulls up for three. Oh, and he drains it.
Like we've seen all day, nothing has worked against them. Oh, nice block. Comes down from Nigeria.
8 rebounds just to give Cameroon only one chance on the offense. Oh, that's beautiful play. Mohamed Abou's Gaya. That's a great pass.
30-point game. Nice little spin from Gaj. Oh, lovely move. Look at this. Spin, hangs in the air, kisses it off the glass.
Goes in for the dunk. Tunisia looked to slam, just to put an exclamation mark on this, and Sayaza goes up for the dunk. Are just easing to victory. Oh my, that is rubbing salt in the wound right there from Shannon Evans.
That's a three, can't get it to go from Correa. He goes again. Wow, and he soars in. So we managed to get there, ladies and gentlemen.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline, are you kidding me?
Papa Nicolau says, give it to me.
Go tax to close out. Big Bruno inside.
Fills it up.
Well, welcome back to Tunisia. Right, us just outside or in the suburbs of Tunis. We're at halftime in a Rades multidisciplinary arena. And we are enjoying a super performance by Cameroon. And a real challenge for South Sudan. Both teams back out on the floor right now. Cameroon set the stall out early, spent some time with the basketball, got shots they wanted, and as important as anything else, got the right people shooting the ball. Well, we said a couple of occasions during that first half, it's hard to play in a way where you're trying to control tempo, especially if it's not the way you like to play normally. Against a very, very good team, it's one of the ways you can come up with wins. And that's exactly what Cameroon have done so far. Their defense has been really good. They've contained penetration, they've done a great job contesting on the glass. 8 offensive rebounds for Cameroon, 16 at the defensive end. They're still only shooting 37% overall, but against against the South Sudanese team that's only shooting 27%, 8 for 30, of which 2 for 18, really does underline the problem. No points in transition. They've been so good in transition in the first 2 games. So good at getting to the ring off of turnovers. That's been taken away. So of their 30 field goal attempts, 18 from the 3-point line and only 2 makes. And it doesn't take a maths genius to work out that those numbers will add up to a loss. So we're going to get a look in a moment at some of the numbers, best players, high scorers, etc. from that first half. And the key, though, as much as anything else, is the efficiency that Cameroon have put on the floor. Jordan Bahehi has been exceptional. Absolutely tremendous performance by Bahehi. Oh, his numbers are really impressive. 4 for 10, 2 for 6, and 2 for 4 in terms of the 3 and the 2-point line. 4 offensive rebounds, and has an efficiency rating right up there. Done a really nice job. Aristide Mohai also really, all the things you have to do is the blue collar work, the work on the glass. Getting deflections. They've done that very, very well. South Sudan, on the other hand, they've just been a step below the level that they were in the first 2 games. Their defense has not really generated any offense for them. They only have the 2 steals on the whole, 3 steals on the whole of the first half. Cameroon have only turned the ball over 4 times. A team that turns the ball over far more than that on this tournament. There's the numbers for Jordan Bahehi as 2 from 6, 2 from 4, 10 points personal. Really got after it on the glass as well. Plays his club basketball in Trento, the 26-year-old. Cameroon, 37%, as we said, from the field, 13 assists and 24 rebounds. They just lead the game statistically, and they lead the game also with what it looks like the momentum. They look active, they look engaged, they're doing a really nice job. They're only halfway through, but they've really given themselves a chance to win. And let's not forget, they were semi-finalists in AfroBasket, where they came 4th, and South Sudan only finished 10th. Top scorer for South Sudan, Both Gach, with his 9 points. One South Sudanese player that has made a 3. He's made both of all of their 2 3-point shots, and looks frustrated with the way that his team is working around him. It just seems pace-wise, tempo-wise, nowhere near where they've been so far here in Tunisia. 27% from the field, way below where they've been performing so far. And you have games where you have to find ways to win when you're faced with a little bit of adversity. Coach Deng said that during one of the timeouts. Well, they're faced with adversity now. 95 points a game off the first 2, only 24 in the half. It's not really what they'd expect. There's the Courtside 1891 app. There's the QR code. Download it. Get live action, extended highlights, live scores from across FIBA International Basketball. Take it with you. Get it from your normal source and enjoy it. Already been some huge games across these World Cup qualifiers. It's only the first competition window. A lot of basketball to be played before the teams are successful in getting to Qatar. The road to Qatar is tough. And to coin a phrase, teams are stepping up. That's exactly what Cameroon have done in their third game here in Tunisia. They have stepped it up to a level that has given them an opportunity to get the win over the 24th ranked team in the FIBA World Rankings. Cameroon currently 57th. So upset, not necessarily a shock, given the performances of both countries in Afrobasket in the summer, but on current rankings, this would be a big, big win for Cameroon. In recent years, they've come up with some big, big performances. The win over Brazil in the Olympic qualifiers really almost gave them the opportunity to qualify for Paris. They've really transitioned the team. No player. These teams played in 2022 in the qualifiers for 2023. None of these Cameroonian players were on that roster. That's how big the transition has been in the intervening 3 years. Jeremiah Hill will inbound. Cameroon get a first look at it in the half court in this third quarter. Joel moves it into the half court. They get the second side. Is that back screen to a down screen? Hill gets it. Will want to play off this pick and roll. Gets a little separation, finds a bit of space, has to move it on. Gonna have to put up the big deep three. Is way off. And South Sudan tick the first box and get the stop. First possession. McCoy gets it into the half court. Needs more touches, Jackson McCoy. Really does distribute it well. Great timing on the pass. Gatch misses the three. Gets it back after the offensive rebound. McCoy moves it on. Five on the possession. McCoy is out of bounds. Well, caught a travel. Well, Coach Deng challenged him a little bit in the timeout, asking him to shoot the ball with some confidence. Pass was poor, though, down by his ankles, but Noko gets inside, needs a pass, kicks it. Corner's wide open. Jeremiah Hill on a flyby, shares it one more. Great ball movement. Easy offensive rebound, and someone in a black uniform has got to get after it now. To the inside, off the glass for two is no good. Defensive rebound is hauled in. And Gatch will advance the basketball. Takes the ball screen in transition, going baseline. Nice pass. And that'll stay with South Sudan, I believe, yep. No way that Bahei control it. Super work on the glass by Deng Adel.
Hey, defense, guys. Hey, touch him, touch him.
McCoy takes the ball screen, gets to the foul line, takes the tough little floater, doesn't get it to drop. Gatch to the ring. He doesn't get it to go. Great work on the glass. That's the way to get after it. That's what South Sudan need. Tremendous work rate by Quaff on the glass. Would not be denied. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Cameroon can't hold you. Cameroon can't hold you. They know it. They know
Haven't been outworked until now. For most of this game, Cameroon got outworked on that possession. Quaff just under 50%, in fact, from the line.
Hey, box out.
Gets the second one to roll. Jeremiah Hill gets Cameroon into the half court. Hill moves it on. Nuaha is fouled as he put it on the floor.
both sides, bro. Both sides.
Muha penetrates, kicks to the wing. Cho with a three, nothing but string as he drains it from the corner. Again, just time and space. Dingadell needs a pass, finds a path. Gatch gets to the lane, breaks it down. Hang time, kicks it. Again, Cameroon doing a nice job at challenge. Gets it blocked. Tremendous work on the glass. Everybody's going after it. Great effort by South Sudan. Adele gets the two. Tough finish. Wide open. Cho, same spot. Doesn't get back-to-back threes. Don't really want to run up and down. Adele trying to follow in the two with a three and does. Gets to the ring with a tough one for the two, then strokes the three, and we've got a 10-point game. This is as close as South Sudan has been in a long time. Jeremiah Hill tries to take a little time out of the clock. That's a serious rebound. Adele's all over the stat line. Gets it, pushes, and kicks. Open three in transition is short, but South Sudan will get their own rebound. Wide open in the corner for the three is no good. And they're just outworking Cameroon right now. Timeout as it gets to a single-digit game. 6:11 to go in the third. And the concentration, the work rate is just dropping. Let's take a listen.
They're not quitting. For 40 minutes. So let's go back to our thing defensively. Boxing out and rebound. So box out guard. Come and get that rebound. We fix that. Offensively, we say let's continue to get the ball to move. We catch the ball, attack. Jumps up. When you attack, he's open, he's sealed. Say low. Here, we need to score. Keep the pressure on them. So we go. Fuck, come on, wait. Come on, guys. We go first down.
Well, it's all about offensive rebounding at the start of this third quarter. South Sudan have just been dominant. 5 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds, 9 boards at the start of this third quarter in 4 minutes. One and done consistently for Cameroon. All the things that are talked about in the locker room about their work rate, their intensity, coming out as they really go hard on the glass. Back to a single-digit game. Cameroon have to just re-establish what they had before this becomes a little messy. Better defense, takes Hill further out to catch. Drops it inside. Inside out, 5 on the possession. A tough runner in the lane is no good. And again, the mess is cleared up. This time, Makur Makea gets the defensive rebound. And that'll stay with South Sudan. Kraft just outworked Noko, and that is not something that's happened in this tournament so far. Noko has to start re-establishing that physical presence he's had in every game so far, including the first half here. Gatch, second step, kick, step back for the open three is no good. And they finally get a defensive rebound. Cho needs a pass, finds a pass. Jeremiah Hill needs to come to the basketball now. 7 on the possession, inside, outside, going nowhere at the moment, Cameroon. The tough defense comes up with the block. Dingadell is fouled in transition. Went down hard on the hardwood. Gatch does a great job defensively. And Jeremiah Hill went away from the basketball throughout that whole possession. Just needs to take the responsibility with this team right now. Difficult period for Cameroon. They trail this quarter 8-3. Gatch gets it back, attacks it, floats it inside for the hammer. Quaff underlines the momentum at the start of the third. Inside out. Jeremiah Hill sets his feet, puts it up, locks down the three, and that's why he needs the basketball. Super response by Hill. Great rotation defensively. One shot can just spark you.
That was a lucky shot. Show me again. Show us again. Keep doing it.
Just slams this one hard. And again, Buff Gatch making things happen. Off the glass, they're going to call that offensive. Dengadel, who really has been a factor at the start of the third, is going to clear out on the shot. There's the call.
You got to be the worst referee in the history of referees. There's no Jackson there. Is it for? Referee, that was terrible, man.
Laundry Noko got across to take the contact. 4 minutes of the third remaining. And have Cameroon just steadied the ship.
Let's go, let's go. Fellas, let's go. Let's go.
Hill will take the ball screen, looks to play off it. Noko, the pass was there, he just overthrew it. Had the mismatch underneath. Could have gone to the top to change the angle, but turns it over. Cameroon switching most plays at the moment. All the way through 1 to 5. The open three is long. Defensive rebound pulled in. Hill has it. Chance to run for Cameroon. Don't have anything early, but Hill stops and puts and doesn't get it to go up. Sometimes you have to back yourself, but and a turnover going the other way. No space to play. They go upstairs. And that'll be a back court. Noko couldn't recover it, but they should not be letting this game become messy, stretched, and the tempo higher. They had great control over it in the first half. If they're going to go early, they have to complete.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go, fellas.
Dutt moves it on. Buff Gatch. They go to the high post, off of the wide open look. They get the drop. Kraft with the two. 7-point game. As narrow a lead as there's been in a long time. Hill wraps it. Hill needs it back, gets it back. 5 on the possession, move it on. Open three, time, space, can't knock it down. Defensive rebound, Gatch has it and pushes. And South Sudan have all the momentum they need. Whistle on the play. Offensive again.
Fellas, it's your game. It's your game, boys. It's your game. You got this.
No, it's called defensive. I couldn't see how it would have been called offensive, but referee's pointed in the wrong direction, but we're the right way now. Makua. Dutt drops it inside. Makua has it. Faces up, rips it through, goes out of bounds, turns it over.
Come on, fellas. Come on, guys. guys. No more turnovers, fellas. Let's go.
Just over 2 remaining in the third. Only 6 points in this quarter for Cameroon. That's the only difference. It's not as if South Sudan have started to light it up. It's that Cameroon have just run out of points. Hill wraps it, gets it to the inside. He's blocked. Chance to run here. Super transition for the 2 and 1. Oh, called it offensively, or have they called it a push on the defensive end? I think they've called it defensively. It didn't look anything else except for a foul. Gatch pushes, times the pass really well. There's the contact. Super finish. And Deng Adel has been the man in this third quarter. Up to 11 personal. $14 and 9 for Deng Adel. He's been a one-man wrecking crew to drag South Sudan back into this. Jeremiah Hill has it. Muaha moves it on, the elbow jump shot. They just can't buy one. It's all about South Sudan picking it up defensively, finding a way to get back in this game when they're not at their best. So they call the offensive foul on Marquer. Jaeger will sit.
Come on, ref. Don't ruin the game, man. Better call it here, too.
Well, they hit the second side. Muaha moves it back. Jeremiah Hill has it. Needs a pass, goes to the corner. Hill gets it late in the clock. Normally Hill time, sets back for the tough 3. Is short, but they will get the offensive rebound. Last minute. Well, they step back for the 3. Again, hits the back of the ring. Hill can't get it in, but they get the own rebound again. Third opportunity, nice pass. Noko inside, is blocked. I think they've called it out of bounds here on the after the block. Noko goes up, is blocked. It can't be long on the possession. 8 seconds.
Stop.
Big 8 seconds here for Cameroon. Had 3 attempts so far. This will be their 4th opportunity to tick the scoreboard over on this possession. Wide open look, Cho in the corner for 3, doesn't get it to go, and they seriously have struggled offensively. A 6-point quarter for Cameroon. They still lead it, but they only lead it by 4 rather. Chance to end the quarter with a score. Jeremiah Hill will hold. Guarded by Bothkach. Nice matchup. Noko comes to the ball screen, rolls short, gets it at the elbow, lines up the 2 and knocks it down. Crucial 2 points at the end of the third quarter. Landre Noko with the 2. Opens it out to a 6-point lead. That was a 15-8 quarter. The rebound numbers for South Sudan in that quarter were just exceptional. 10 rebound advantage now. That's all in that third quarter. Those 41 rebounds, of which they have 14 offensive rebounds, have given them the opportunity to close this gap. Let's have a look at the best plays of the third quarter. Well, the woes still continue for South Sudan in terms of their offensive output. 29% from the floor. It's actually gone down in that quarter. Still only 12% from the three-point line. Cameroon starting to struggle there. They're only shooting 30% from the floor themselves. But they've shot 8 for 29 from the three-point line against 3 for 25. So there's the margin on the game. But South Sudan have given themselves a real opportunity to climb out of the hole. Down 18 points at one point in this game. Biggest lead of the game was 18. And now find themselves down 6. Last 2 points of that quarter, so important. Noko with the standard pick and pop, short roll. The courtside 1891 app, there's the QR code. You'll see it a few times during the game. Download the app, find out all there is, watch all there is to watch from these World Cup qualifiers. Courtside 1891 is the place for that. That QR code gets you there. Start of the fourth. South Sudan trying to protect their unbeaten record so far in these qualifiers. Start with the basketball. They trail this by 6. Dengadale can't get it to drop. Better work on the glass by Cameroon. Jeremiah Hill has it. They hit the second side. Got to move the ball. Could have come straight here. Chu has it, goes baseline, gets cut off, needs a pass here. Goes up with a tough one, gets it to go. Well, he stayed with the play. Wide open for 3 is no good. Whistle on the play. South Sudan will retain the possession. Noko picks up the foul. That's his second foul. War has it. Moves it on. Doot in the lane. Is blocked. Went a little soft. Needs to hit the second side. Hill once, doesn't get. They go inside. Noko is fouled on the deep catch. Noko needs it early. Don't let that defense have a chance to set. There's the block by Bahehe. Inbound, beats the pressure. Muaha's the release. Chu with his feet set for the 3. Doesn't get the roll. Noko on the glass. This is more like the first half for Cameroon. Both ends of the floor, Noko being a factor on the glass. Still have the possession here. Chance to get this back to a double-digit lead. Jeremiah Hill with a new full team will inbound. Easy 2. Great execution. Just gets the back screen on the backside against that, on that out of bounds. And it's back to a double-digit game. McCoy assesses what he has, gets to the foul line, needs a pass, wraps it to the corner, blocked. Well, you need momentum plays. Jeremiah Hill adds a block to his impressive stat line. 10 points, 5 assists, now has a block alongside his 3 rebounds. Dengadale, got to put it up. Tough 2 is no good. And the ball will go to Cameroon. it was the offensive rebounding in the third quarter. Their offensive output from the floor still struggling. 95 points they've averaged in the first two games. South Sudan down at 40 on the game with 8 minutes remaining. Complete breakdown. Muha just, well, he knew where he wanted to go, didn't go there, and because he didn't go there, they went to set the down screen. And by the time that happened, breakdown communication-wise, again, if South Sudan get out here and play defense, they're a hard ass. In rhythm for the three-point line is no good. That hits everything. So Jeremiah Hill will inbound. There's the replay of Hill's block. Still has some hops at 30 years old. Wide open. Kick, pitch, three is down. Liam with the three. Gatch needs a pass, finds one. McCoy got to play aggressively right now. Right hand off the glass. They missed the putback. 5-on-3 break, just find the open guy. He's wide in the corner. Deep for three is no good. South Sudan dodged the bullet, coming the other way. And I think they're trying to buy the shooting foul here because Gatch says he was putting it up. Felt the foul coming. And he'll go to the free throw line for three throws. Did a great job at drawing the contact right then. Muha reached in, Gatch put up a shot. Both Gatch on the free throw line. Pretty much an 80% free throw shooter, just short of that number. We'll shoot three from the line. Makes the first. Gatch with his last of the throws. Goes 2 for 3 from the line. Jeremiah Hill would advance it. 7 to go. Up 11. Chance to win a crucial one. No goal. Can't handle the pass. Pass was a little behind him. Timing was a little off. Gatch in transition. Looks to be aggressive. Gets to the ring. Needs a pass. Kicks. McCoy moves it on. Gatch hits the corner. Opens up the baseline for 2. Tough penetration. Kwang gets it, thrown the other way. Cameroon gets straight back up it and just ran the floor. Almost did to South Sudan what they do to teams. Foul on the players. Hill's going to pick up the personal. Both teams got to get back and pick up. Kwang with the catch is fouled. Cameroon's third foul. Gatch to the corner. Turn down the 3, look to attack it. The tough 2 is no good. Big time rebound. Line up for McCoy from the 3-point line. Can't get it to go. Yet another rebound. McCoy in the lane. Little floater for 2 is good. Back to single digits, 6 to go. Both teams looking really fatigued. 3 games, 4 days. Muaha behind the back, needs a pass to the baseline. Just about held on, you have to put it up, just about get it away, way short. Little floater for 2 is no good. Big time rebound, huge effort. That's a loose ball foul. So important to get a hold of that rebound. Kwan picks up the personal. You feel like Cameroon need a timeout. Just time to re-establish, little rest. Just regroup a little on the bench. Still 5:25 remaining. So they take the timeout. Still has 1 to use. We won't get to listen during the 4th quarter. 19 assists is a nice number. Got to be happy with that. It's more about a game where they've contained as opposed to really generated a lot from their defense. And they're still struggling to score. South Sudan have really tightened it up defensively and have given themselves a chance now. Cameroon have re-established the lead. They lead this 4th quarter 9-6. So they're back out to that 9-point lead. Only 11 assists. A lot of second shots. Just about beginning to turn up the heat on the fast break points. South Sudan 12 out of their 45 points on the fast break. Cameroon will have the basketball. Both teams, 3 team fouls. Just over 5 to go. How many points do Cameroon have to win to put this to bed? They get to 60 points, over 60 points. It's going to be tough for South Sudan. Ball's going to go to South Sudan. Well, they ask about a coach's challenge here. There's only 5 seconds on the possession. I'm not sure they would use it with only 5 seconds left on the clock, and they're not going to. Bofgach gets it into the half court. Turnover, super read on the defensive end, chance to go the other way. Muaha gets it off to Jeremiah Hill, and he has to have the ball and has to have touches of the ball as often as he can in these last 5 minutes. Hill all the way, kicks it. The open 3 is no good. Defensive rebound pulled in, chance to run for South Sudan, but again, Cameroon's defense gets back. Gatch trying to create, pulls up, can't get it to drop. That's an effort on the glass. It will stay with South Sudan. Akuth with no number, the man with no number. Keeps it alive. Changes coming in off the Cameroon bench as Obegene Choi checks back in. Gatch to the corner. Nice penetration off the glass for 2 is good for Kwan. Back to a 7-point game. Jeremiah Hill has it. They've been as close as 3 points at one point. Hill looks like he wants to put this up. Steps back, puts up the 3, count it. Jeremiah Hill with the 3, taking the responsibility. Back out to a 10-point game. Gatch throws it away. Almost trying too hard, but again, it's not transition basketball. It's half-court basketball. The South Sudan having to try and win a low-scoring game in. Plenty of time left for South Sudan, but they have to get stops and scores as Jeremiah Hill advances it. He's going to use as much as the clock as he can. Soft off the ball screen, gets a little space. Steps back, puts up the three, way short. Took a fair amount of time off the clock. You wouldn't mind seeing the ball moved and then going back to him. Wrap, open three in transition, is fouled. Crazy foul in transition. Quan on the free throw line. Strokes the first. And has an opportunity to make it a 7-point game. Still say if Cameroon get to 64, it's going to be tough for South Sudan to get back. Muaha. They've got to kill the clock, but they can't just stand. Kick, wide open. Chu attacks it. Extra pass. The three in the corner is no good. Noko can't get the rebound. And they're getting really static. Off Gatch. Drops it to the baseline. Nice pass, nice finish, nice job by South Sudan. Back to a 5-point game. Nervous time here. Cameroon cannot get negative. Take the time out of the clock, yes. But it's very, very straightforward. They're just going to back someone to make a big three or a big shot here. Extra pass. Choi puts it on the floor. Same pass, same person. Down to three. Going to have to take the tough one. Gets it to go. Doesn't drop it though. Gets it away. Can't get it to go. Off the glass. Can't drop the two. Gatch just blows what could have been a big, big score. 5-point game. Under 2 remaining. Got to be more aggressive at the end of the clock here. They can't just hold it and then not run anything. 5 on the clock. Hill steps back, takes the tough one. Is short. 1:30 to go. 5-point game. Gatch floats it. Super pass, super steal. Foul on the plate. Choi with the foul. Kuth going to the free-throw line. Makes both. It's a single possession game. On the verge of a win, and Cameroon struggling to close it out right now. Diagatus on the free-throw line to make this a single possession game. Strokes the first. The one guy that played the last time these two teams played in a FIBA competition. Part of the 2 wins in the 2023 qualifiers. Makes both. Single possession game. 1:22 is now an eternity. Jeremiah Hill. Again, they're standing. Surely they might want to run. Noko off of a ball screen. No, they're going to just leave him down low. Now he's going to come out. Noko turns it over. Great recovery. That is super. That saved Cameroon. Foul on the play. South Sudan had a foul to give. Muha just from nowhere may well have just saved the day for Cameroon. Here's the foul. .56 seconds pretty much. remain. Noko with a pick and pop, like they finished the third, was a decent option. They just threw the ball away. Trying to get Noko the basketball deep, especially a little earlier at the offensive end, may well be an answer for Cameroon. Hill has it. Got to get some action. Got to have players in rhythm shooting the ball. They're standing at the moment. Hill's going to keep this. Noko's going to play with him in the block. Doesn't get it. Going baseline. Moves it on. The open three is no good. Noko can't get it. Still a one possession game. Both Gatch with the basketball. To the inside for the two is no good. And Jeremiah Hill collects. They're going to have to steal or foul here. Under 24 seconds when Jeremiah Hill collects the basketball. He'll go to the free throw line. Has to make at least one to make this a two-possession game. Cameroon stuttering. Trying to protect what they have, and that never works. Jeremiah Hill on the free throw line. He's an 80-plus free throw shooter. I know I normally say nothing counts for anything statistically at this stage of a game. 4-point game, 18.4 seconds. I think South Sudan have a timeout coming. Back to back, makes both. Increases it to a 5-point lead. Coach Deng takes the timeout. He has 18 seconds to score and get a stop. He just needs the first one to be a quick one. Well, you keep seeing glimpses of what could have been for South Sudan. When they get a chance to run, they're incredibly tough to stop. But now, a 5-point game, 18 seconds remain. They'll advance the basketball, I'm sure. And then they need a shot out of that timeout, out of the sideline possession. Still 3 for 29 from the three-point line. So it's almost, on those numbers, it's almost a 3-possession game. Gatch from the three-point line, it could be their best option coming out of bounds here. Deng Adel is the only other guy to make a three on tonight's game, or this morning's game. Or do they throw it inside on the out of bounds, trying to get the quick one or the foul? Akuth with only 4 points could be the option around the ring. Gatch will back screen or will get a down screen and leave. Akuth in the block. They may throw it in there. Well, they haven't. Gatch gets the quick two. Super quick finish. Back to a single possession game. Clock didn't stop out of bounds. Quick whistle on the plate.
We got 3 seconds on that clock.
The clock didn't stop when the ball went through the ring.
Got 3 seconds on the clock, ref.
The officials have to look at it because 2 seconds could make a huge difference, but I don't think when the ball went through the ring, it actually stopped at all.
Come on, White. You know about South Sudan. Don't be laughing like that. Just got lucky.
I can only assume that's what they're going to look at.
We got 3 seconds. 13 seconds, ref. 13 seconds. Is that on 13 seconds.
Well, they're not going to look at it, which is a little surprising.
13 seconds. 13 seconds. 13 seconds.
It's the point that Coach Deng's trying to make.
13 seconds.
They realistically have to check it because
What do you want to talk about? It's 13 seconds.
it just wouldn't take them long either. It doesn't matter if it's 11 12, whatever the second is, the 1 second, the 2 seconds could make a difference to how long South Sudan have. So just a look would be the right thing to do.
Was 13 seconds. Don't run the clock. Malfunction, we're going to review. Thank you.
And the officials are going to review. They have to review if there's that type of lack of being sure. When we come back, Muaha will be on the free throw line. He's now got all this time to think about making one of these free throws to potentially win the game for his country. Let's get a look. Ball goes through the hoop now. We can't see the clock, but I don't think the clock stopped. And as you can see, it was out of bounds for a little time. And then it stopped because they were late on stopping it when it came in. So they just run it back to that point. Ball was through the hoop, clock should stop. And therefore, there should be some extra time on the clock. I don't think it's necessary. Well, it may well be 3 seconds. It was a while before they brought it in. Clock doesn't start until it's touched in bounds. So until Muaha touches the basketball, the clock should have stopped. But we can't really see it. So let's see what the referees will say. Here we go.
Even now you're trying to cheat.
Game clock will be 12 seconds.
There you go. 2 seconds added to the game clock. Still puts all the pressure on Aristide Muaha. He's a 66% free throw shooter. I would always say, stats at this stage mean very little. You can't recreate the pressure he's under right now, and he's missed the first. Chance for South Sudan. If he doesn't make the second, a 3 would tie it. Don't forget, they're 3 for 29 on the game from the 3-point line. Makes the second, huge free throw. Luol will take the timeout, advance the basketball. Needs another quick one. Needs another quick one because he needs 2. Cameroon hanging on. Well, only hanging on by their fingertips right now. .54 rebounds. Dominant on the glass. There was that period in the third period where they just took control. 43% from 2. They've only shot 29% on the game. Cameroon only 31% on the game. What does Deng do? Could run the same type of play. Could get Gatch going to the basket for another quick 2. Worked last time. Took hardly any time at all on the last possession. As long as he can get a shot inside 4 or 5 seconds, he'll still have time going the other way to foul and then go full court because he's out of timeouts right now.
Defense, guys, defense.
12 seconds, 4-point game. South Sudan on the sideline with the basketball. Quan has it. Same play, and they're going to release it. And here it goes again. Gatch trying to go baseline, wraps it. They just about keep it in. They're going to have to put it up. Take the 3 is no good. And Cameroon get the defensive rebound, and Cameroon get an absolutely huge win. A win that really gives them a huge plus coming out of this window. Puts them on 2-1. They get a 60-56 win over South Sudan. And don't forget, the results carry forward. So if both teams would qualify after their second group games, the next time they get together in a window, then they would have that really helps in qualification. Numbers are not numbers to write home about. It doesn't matter. The only number that Cameroon want to write home about is 60-56. South Sudan had 54 rebounds. There were 95 rebounds in a game where no one could score consistently. Jeremiah Hill, huge game for him. Took a lot of responsibility down the end of the game. But hey, excellent first half, maintained the level. And Cameroon, that is a win. South Sudan just weren't the same team. The level, the quickness, the intensity and the tempo, not quite where it had been on the first two games, but take nothing away from Cameroon. 4th place team in AfroBasket beats the 10th place team, even though the world ranking is significantly lower, higher than them as well. South Sudan ranked 24th, Cameroon 57th. Huge win for Cameroon, absolutely huge win. Let's take a look at the best plays in the 4th quarter. And it was one of those games, low scoring, a lot of real tension. Every successful play was a big play. Performances across both rosters. And just when you thought on 2 occasions South Sudan had got it to a 3-point game, a single possession game, they found an answer, Cameroon. It's what national team basketball, it's what the road to Qatar is all about, getting the W in the column, giving yourself a chance to progress. And Cameroon have just taken a big step forward, keeping alive their opportunities to get to the 2nd round. But more importantly, a win that could really help them in that 2nd round progress as one of the top 5 teams in the African qualifiers. Jeremiah Hill, super game by Jeremiah Hill. 6 assists alongside his 15 points. Massive block in that 4th quarter. Really super game by Cameroon. Both Gatch tried all he could, couldn't spark South Sudan enough. And there's the confirmation of the first result of what's 4 great games here in Tunisia on this Sunday. 60-56. Cameroon getting the win over South Sudan. Libya and Cape Verde in the same group is up next at 2 o'clock local time. So a lot to look forward to in the rest of the day. In terms of how that affects the standings, well, Cameroon moved to 2-1 and will go to the top of the group currently.